Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tech to Elevate webinar. Glad you could join us, whether you're live or if you're watching remote from our YouTube. If you guys want to find any of these webinars in the future, you can always find them at our YouTube channel, and all of that can be found through tech2elevate.org, tech2elevate.org. I'll be hosting, working today's webinar for you guys. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm Ben Gallegos. I'm up here in Erie, Pennsylvania as a digital coach and ACC member. We also have Brandon Justice, another digital coach. We're up in the Erie Blasco Memorial Library Wednesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 6. And if you can't join us in Erie, we also have our locations in Beaver County. We have the Ambridge Laughlin Memorial Library from 12 to 4 on Mondays and Wednesdays. And in Aliquippa, we have the B.F. Jones Memorial Library from 12 to 4 on Wednesdays as well. And we're continuously looking for new locations. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely feel free to reach out, comment those during this presentation. I'll be sure to respond to those. And let's get into it. Today, we're talking about learning a language from home. Give me a second. Learning a language from home can be a great thing to do in your free time. It can be a great thing to do if you want to learn a new language, right? If you want to travel abroad. Business, it can be great to learn new languages, to meet new business partners, be able to work with people in different countries. It can also just be a great thing to do to keep your mind active and to keep you mentally sharp. And so if you want to learn a language, oftentimes it's difficult to go into scheduled classes where you have to sit there for an hour with 20 other people and try to learn language. That can be really difficult, especially for people who have more active, busy lives. And so there's a lot of good alternatives for learning a language entirely from home. And that's what we're going to be going into. There are a couple different major pathways. First off, you can really just teach yourself with a lot of the resources on the internet. And that's kind of what we're going over. Almost all of this is in some way, shape, or form self-taught, but some of these have more structured lessons. Some of these are kind of coming up with your own lessons and focusing on what you think is most important. So self-taught, right, you can watch TV shows, right? If they have captioning, if they have dubs, anything like that, you can try to learn a language through TV, music, things like that, right? Obviously, reading a local newspaper, maybe seeing if you can have it translated and go back and forth between those to learn words like that. We also have online chat rooms. Online chat rooms are kind of self-taught, but what helps is that you have someone on the other end who usually is fluent in that language, or at least someone who knows more about that language who can help you sharpen your skills, right? And so with the chat room, we'll get more into what makes it unique and what makes it beneficial, but that's where you're talking with other people who actually speak that language and getting kind of that firsthand experience, even if you're not necessarily face-to-face. Beyond that is actual firsthand experience. Another really important thing, and go to a country. People say that's one of the quickest ways to learn a language, right? But this is from your home. So if you can, do some sort of face-to-face meeting, if it's, online through some sort of Zoom or Google Meet, or it can just be, something like a friend, right? That might not be necessarily from your home, but it's doing it on your own time, things like that. And lastly, Google Translate can really help for a lot of these things, right? For newspapers, if you see any media that has anything in that language that you're trying to learn, you can put it into Google Translate or other translating softwares, and you can find out what it says. Now, the reason I say Google Translate is because that's what people are most familiar with. It comes just straight up on Google. If you search anything on Google, how to translate something, it'll automatically feed into Google Translate. Some people have had really bad experiences with the accuracy of Google Translate, but I'll say personally, I found that Google Translate has gotten a lot better over the years. And I would say today, it's a fairly good translating software. Beyond that, we have online lessons. These online lessons can be all sorts of things. Some of them may be incredibly rigid, where you're tuning in remotely. Sorry there, or they can be learn at your own pace. You can find these on YouTube where they have set out different lessons. Sometimes they have different playlists for you to go through. There's also websites like Quizlet, which is some sort of online flashcards, so you can go through and practice your own words or practice flashcard sets that other people have made. Then there's apps, and these apps can be a little bit more formal. Some of these are kind of web programs, right? You have Rosetta Stone, which people are more familiar with. Duolingo is probably the most popular option right now. Duolingo, based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What's nice about Duolingo is that they have a free version and a pro version. A free version really gets you started and gives you a lot of benefits for learning the language, and it really gives you everything you need to learn the language. The only benefit with the pro version is there's no ads, and in Duolingo, there's a system where you can only make a certain amount of mistakes before you have to practice more, but you can always just practice more to get your hearts back. So really, the free version's great. The pro version just kind of speeds up learning. So what are the differences, right? We kind of talked a lot about them individually, but self-taught language learning is definitely the most flexible. You can focus on exactly what you want to learn and when you want to learn it. So let's say you only want to learn how to order food at a local restaurant. Self-taught might be best, right? You can specifically learn how to say thank you, how to say where's the bathroom, you can say like how spicy is this or anything like that. You can learn exactly what you need to learn, and that might be the best and most efficient for that. But if you want to fully immerse yourself in a language, it can often help to at least get some guidance at the start, because each new language is a completely different structure grammatically, just the cadence, the way that everybody speaks. And so it can definitely help to have someone who understands that language and who understands your language and can help you bridge that gap. Online lessons can vary, like I've said, from program to program. But what helps is that they can be a little bit more rigid, but you can typically find more flexible programs. You can find a program that's going to fit you best. And lastly, we have the web apps, those kind of online programs, and those can really help because they're very easy to access, right? They're on your phone usually, and those are sometimes the most intuitive, thought out programs to make it as simple as possible and as efficient as possible. Let's go over some examples. First, we have Duolingo, right? Duolingo, again, I think is one of the most popular ways to learn a language right now. These are some screenshots of my Duolingo profile online. You can access it on your computer, or as most people do, you can access it on a smartphone if you have a smartphone. And this is just the free version. You can see I'm learning Korean here, but you can change the language. I'm currently learning Korean and Chinese on it. It has Spanish, Latin, German, Japanese. It has a whole bunch of different languages. And now you can actually learn math and music from Duolingo. You can see it keeps track of your streak. It keeps track of gems and hearts and things like that. And so it's kind of like an interactive video game. And that's what keeps people engaged, right? Is it's a fun thing with rewards. It's flashy. It has a lot of different things, right? So you can see Silver League ranked number 3s, right? You're trying to always up your rank. You can go through different sections where they break down the letters of the alphabet. You can practice. There's the leaderboards, quest, shop, profile. So there's a lot that you can do to keep it really engaging so that you want to stay learning. Here's an example of what a Duolingo lesson can actually look like from the inside. You can see that there's a lot of different ways that they keep the games really fun for you. This one is just a simple matching game, right? So you have to match the sound or the word over there. And then as you go through, it'll tell you if you're right. And then, a lot of different versions. This one's writing in English where it already gives you the preset words and you just have to pick out the correct words. As you get more advanced in a language, it'll make you type the words yourself. Sometimes you have to put the characters down. They switch it around. There's a lot of different ways that they keep it really engaging. Sometimes they have you just listen to it, right? And so that's really important, is finding that diversity, whether or not you're on Duolingo, if you're going through YouTube videos, learning from home, whatever it is, you want to find that you can practice both reading and writing and also speaking and understanding the language audibly. So another great one is Quizlet. Quizlet's a really great way to study flashcards. I would say that's the best thing that you can use Quizlet for, and then it has different games for those flashcard terms. So I'm just going to share that. And you can see what's great about Quizlet is that people have already made Quizlet list for you. So you log in, you can get a free account. The free account covers pretty much everything you need, but certainly the paid account can get you some more features that, again, might help you learn a little bit faster, right? This is the Korean alphabet flashcards, right? And so you can see flashcard, as you tap through it, it tells you. You can have it play a sound. And then if you know it, put it there. If you're still learning, you can put it there. And so it makes it really intuitive. You can shuffle it or not shuffle it. And you can even go in to different modes. Let's let's do tests or match, right? So you can try to match the sounds. You just kind of matching it up, and it keeps track of your time. You can try to beat your score. So a lot of different games. Oh, and here's the Quizlet premium plan. So we'll stop sharing that. But that's what's great, is that people have already gone in and made a lot of those lists, but you can certainly go back and make your own. If you want to focus on a specific set that nobody else has made a list for, and then you can make it public to show other people. So that's Quizlet. Next is YouTube. This is just a specific YouTube channel, right? They offer free lessons for Spanish. I believe this actually same company offers free lessons for a lot of the major languages, so Chinese, French, etc. And you can see that they have just a whole bunch of lessons that they're constantly uploading, right? 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days. It looks like they're, I think, uploading about every single day, or at least every single weekday. And they're great videos because they have shorter things, right? 45 Spanish words to remember. That's a 13-minute video. But they also have really in-depth videos, like all the Spanish you need for an hour and a half. And you can go through YouTube and find the people that you like, and you can kind of take those different lessons from different programs and put them together on your own to kind of create what works best for you. And so that way you're combining, in some ways, the flexibility of completely teaching yourself, but you're still getting some of the focus and structure of individual lessons. We also have online chat rooms. So we talked more about this, and they can take form in a lot of different ways. Usually online chat rooms can be more likely a subscription service, although I believe like HelloTalk and Speaky have free versions, Tandem may as well. These are some of the more popular options, but there's a ton of different online chat rooms. The thing to make sure is that you just want to search to see if it's a reputable chat room, to make sure that it's safe, because you are talking with other people. But basically, you're meeting with someone else to either text or sometimes have a face-to-face conversation in either your language or their language, and you can kind of go back and forth, right? So they may be working on English and you may be working on, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, etc. And you can see this is kind of an example conversation from HelloTalk. You can see that you can correct people, right? Instead of hello, nice to meet you, right? You can say, oh, it's actually nice to meet you. And then they can respond in Japanese with an automatic translation. And you can send photos and videos and different things to just keep it really engaging while having a great conversation. And so if you don't know anyone in person in your area that you can go and talk to, if you don't want to travel, if you don't have the resources to just pick up your life and travel across the world to learn a different language, this is a great way to kind of take that next step and get that practice from proficiency to allow you to become fully fluent in that language. And online chat rooms can be really great for that. We also have Google Translate. Google Translate, again, we talked about, pretty simple, but there's a lot of different translate softwares that you can use. I would just say that now Google Translate has a lot of data for different languages, and they've learned from a lot of their mistakes to make their product a lot better. This is a fully accurate translation. I took this screenshot earlier, Nisha Mayongdaren. And so you can put that in, and it'll translate it from you from whatever language to another language. Uses AI to automatically detect what language. If you don't know what language it is, you can just kind of put it in there, and it'll kind of guess if it's Russian, if it's Spanish, if it's French. You can see the microphone down there. You can actually speak into it in your language and then have it translate on the back end, and it'll figure out what you're saying. So if you're talking with someone who doesn't speak the same language as you, you can have them talk into the phone and then have it translate that, and then you'll hopefully be able to understand what they're saying. And you can also press the audio button to hear it yourself, so you know what it actually sounds like beyond just the phonetics. But Google Translate and other softwares have gotten a lot more advanced than just audio and simple text. You can actually, with Google Translate, if you have the Google app on your phone, specifically the Google app on your phone, you can take photos of anything that has a different language, or while on the app, you can just pull up the camera and put it over the text, and it'll live translate the text for you. If it can detect the language, it will. If not, you just tell it what language you're looking at, and it'll overlay. So if you're at a different restaurant with a menu that doesn't have any English on it, you can just hover over and it'll tell you what the translation is. Well, thank you for joining this webinar. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to go back and watch any more of this or any more of our webinars, again, you can go to our YouTube channel and you can find all of that at tech2elevate.org. Again, that's tech with the number 2 elevate.org, just like our name here. We're in Ambridge, Aliquippa, and Erie, but we're also remote if you want to meet us that way. And if those hours, if those days and times don't work, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to help, right? We do tech help in the library, anything from setting up your devices, setting up a new email account, or, if you want to master a new skill, if that's becoming proficient in Excel or Word or any of those Microsoft things, if it's something for work, setting up a website, designing a logo, please come in and talk to us. We'd love to help. It's all free. No, there's no qualifications or anything like that. We're just here to really help our communities, and we'd love to meet you and talk to you. And we hope that you enjoyed this webinar and have a great day. Thank you for joining.